next wave of snowboarders was inspired by the hard-charging skate and punk movements of the 80s. These anti-establishment influences would fuel a clash of cultures that would last for over a decade.
Snowboarding was a direct descendant of skateboarding. I mean, definitely surfing had its place in influencing what snowboarding did, but as soon as people figured out how it would actually ride on snow, they wanted to do skate tricks.
It was all about slashing and finding walls and trying those skate maneuvers on my snowboard.
I think it was a pretty rowdy crowd at the beginning. Snowboarding was basically, just punk rock kids just wanted to go out and thrash, be aggressive, and just try to express themselves, like a lot of kids with a lot of energy.
The music we were listening to told us to, thrash, have fun, fuck authority.
Breathe. Not that funny.
This whole anti-authority movement definitely pushed the sport in the direction of free thinking. You could go and do what you wanted to do. The sport was yours to mold.
We were stoked to be a part of something that felt like our own. It wasn't welcome at all from the skiers.
Oh, man. Is that good enough? I think so.
I think when snowboarding came along and the skier establishment saw this new thing that they really didn't understand, they couldn't help but reject it and try to ban it.
I remember the first day we went snowboarding, we weren't allowed on the ski lifts, so we hiked up along the side of the run. And I remember getting heckled from the skiers and that look like, what are they riding on?
There was less than half a dozen ski areas that allowed snowboarding on planet Earth in 1982 and 1983. The ski industry thought that this was a fad. We want nothing to do with this. I'd get letters from ski companies saying, stop making these things.
We knew we were entitled to it. I think there was this feeling that it was going to happen. But yeah, when big resorts caved in, you'd get a phone call and it's like, hey, we can get on Vail. It's like, no way. And it was such cool news at the time.
All of a sudden, there was these weird people on their hill, they didn't follow a tradition in skiing.
We were taking creative lines down the mountain that skiers weren't taking, and they thought we were going to injure ourselves or injure some other people, which was not really the case.
Was there a prejudice from skiers towards snowboarders? I think absolutely.
Snowboarders seem to be a little wilder and take up more room.
We were standing in line and three of them cut in front of us, and we just didn't want to bug with them because we thought they might have guns or something.
And I think as I look back in my career, when it was really a bad boy image, snowboarders, I must admit, deserved some of the criticism they were getting.
They're looking down at you, and you like that, though, when you're a kid. You're like, I'm a scumbag, and I'm riding a snowboard.
What it did is gave you that angst and that energy to go out and prove them wrong. Prove to them that you could go out and enjoy it just as much or more than they could.
There was some behavior and attitude problems. There was a lot of language from both sides.
I hope you get hit in the face. You're an asshole to everyone who goes by here.
You got a kid with a lot of freedom in his mind, and someone turned around telling him, I hate snowboarders. So he turns around and is like, I'm going to do what I want, and then it turned into almost a mental war.
They just weren't ready to let go of their skis and get on a snowboard.
Even though I'm a little bit of a geezer, I've been snowboarding myself full-time for 6 years. I've never been back on skis. I took it up when I was 60 and just ride with all the young guys around here. It's great. I've been totally hooked for 6 years, and I just don't ski anymore.